My question, sir, is I'm reading up on the Western Catholicism and, of course, the Eastern Orthodox, and they do not recognize each other's saints, equally. So I just wanted you to explain to me, how would you determine which ones are the real saints? Especially since Augustine. And I'll hang up and listen. Thank you.
Okay. I think the difference is, we have many of the common saints going back especially in the first 600-700 years. And after the split between the East and the West, we all have the same sacraments, we have the same teachings on Mary, but there are certain differences. For example, in the Western Church, we have always defined things. We feel it's important to define things and try to understand them, whereas in the East they have more of an attitude of it's a mystery. Don't try to define it, just believe it and just roll with it and experience the mystery, but you don't have to define all the little details. And I think that with the saints, it's somewhat the same. They have their Eastern saints who are, especially after the split, there were some hostilities. And even though there are still those in common, there are those that are different as well. And I think what would mark them as different is that in the Catholic Church has saints that have stayed loyal to the Western tradition, to the Western rite, and those in the East, maybe even though they're against the Catholic Church, they consider them to be saintly and so on. But the reality is that there are a whole lot more saints that have ever been canonized that we ever know, because only very few people that we would say we know that they're saints are canonized as a saint. But for every one that the Church canonizes, whether it's the East or the West, there are thousands and thousands and thousands who are already standing before the Lord, and we just haven't canonized them and we don't know about them yet. The difference would be the loyalty to either the East or to the West, but ultimately anyone who is in heaven is a saint, and those who the Catholic Church acknowledges are there and who the East acknowledges are there may be different.
Right, and that would really be a small point of fine-tuning with respect to reunion, wouldn't it, Steve? That's really kind of minutiae compared to the other things, yeah.
Sure, because the Catholic Church would say, well, you've already chosen them and said that they are. Let's take a close look at them, because when the merger comes, and I call it a merger, look what just happened to the Anglican Church. The Pope just opened the door wide open for Anglicans to come into the Catholic Church. And I'm speaking with Father Ray Ryland here. I just met him here, who's an Anglican who converted into the Church. And he said, who knows what kind of input this is going to be into the Catholic Church.
That's true.
So when the merger comes, when we become both lungs breathing again, I think that our saints will merge into one, 2 or 3 volumes instead of one.